We are back and better than ever. We have an epic video in store for you guys. We're in the kitchen with Yahki Awakened. How's it going?
Doing good, feeling good. I appreciate you bringing me here. This is amazing.
Yeah, so stoked to have you here. So you're going to show us what exactly you eat in a day and share all your knowledge. There's going to be so much inspiration in this. So let's hop into it.
All right, so I only eat after 12, so I break my fast or breakfast at 12 p.m. So we usually around like 1 o'clock is when I really eat everything. So when I first wake up in the morning, I make sure I do my Celtic salt. I make sure I do my shots, and then what I do is I put it in water. After that, I do my workout. I always work out in a fasted state. I do all my exercises in a fasted state. Then around 1 o'clock is when I eat my first meal. My first meal is always a dragon fruit bowl. Always a dragon fruit bowl. So the thing I love about dragon fruits is actually very low on the glycemic index. It's glycemically low. It's around, I say about like a 60, so it won't spike your blood sugar. And the good thing about dragon fruit is it has so many different digestive properties or digestive enzymes in it. It's going to make you go. If you have a dragon fruit bowl, give it an hour, you go into the bathroom. So that's good. So what we do on top of that, so what I do is we use the base, we do dragon fruit, and then on top of that, I always do pumpkin seeds. And the reason why I love pumpkin seeds is because pumpkin seeds have every essential mineral that you need. Essential meaning that you have to get it from a food source. It's not really available in the body. You have to get it outside the body, so they call them trace minerals. Pumpkin seeds have every last one of your trace minerals in it.
No way, I didn't know
Pumpkin
that.
seeds. So we probably eat about 2 big old handfuls of pumpkin seeds a day.
Okay.
Throughout the day, through our snacks, because remember, we have an eating window between 12 and 4. So between that eating window, I will open up my pumpkin seed bag and take some of those. So
And it's a big difference on the body doing the intermittent fast. Like it's kind of intermittent fasting, right? Is that what you call it?
yes, it's an intermittent fasting. That's what I call it, intermittent fasting. So we literally call it the 18-6 rule. So basically 18 hours of the day you fasting, and then 6 hours of the day you consuming when you feel the need to consume. So there's gonna be eating because you know you got 6 hours. You're gonna eat when you feel the urge to eat something. And we notice that this keeps you in a state of autophagy. It keeps your blood sugar down. It brings down your insulin resistant factors. It's good for cardiovascular. Your cardiovascular system is good for your neurological system. It's very, very good for libido. I mean, this is just overall, and it shows you that our ancestors was not just out here stuffing their mouths a day.
Yeah.
The whole ideology of eating 3 meals a day is absurd. It really is. And we don't have the digestive capacity nor the digestive energy from calories and just from our intrinsic nervous system to keep our digestive system working to break down that food. So the less you eat, the better. The whole thing is, even though you eat less, you're supposed to eat more nutritional dense foods. So we have to find high nutritional dense foods that works for our bodies.
And doing that intermittent fasting probably better on the mental health, right? Like your mood and
better.
longevity and anti-aging.
Yes,
right?
very, very, very anti-aging. And then everything on this table have anti-aging properties inside of them, especially your fatty acids like the avocado and the berries as well with the antioxidants. Because we see what ages. What ages is when you damage the DNA and the telomeres on your DNA or them chromosomes starts unraveling. That's what helps speed up the aging process. And antioxidants are very good for that. And fatty acids are really good for keeping the integrity in the telomeres of your DNA tightly compacted so you don't unravel and let that information out. Because that's what old age is. All old age is oxidizing and rusting. When your cells start to rust and oxidize, you get older.
And can people reverse that aging
Yep.
by eating properly?
Yes. And you see that. You see that with nutritional ketosis. You see that in intermittent fasting and people that switch over from what they've been eating to more of a consumer plant-based diet. They start looking better, wrinkles leave, especially when they start doing more exercising and burning visceral fat. They actually look younger. So you start aging backwards, showing you that aging is actually sounds like a disease when you think about it. Sounds like a disease.
True. Crazy. Okay, so your smoothie bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
My smoothie bowl, we always use the dragon fruit for the base. Then on top of it, we do pumpkin seeds. We do bananas. The bananas is for the potassium and the magnesium. So we do the bananas. I like to use the ripe ones. Now you have to be careful.
So like, well, these are kind of maybe two, right?
No, them are the ones I like, right?
This right? Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
the ripe bananas, that's very good for you. That's good for potassium. If you're detoxing, I don't recommend you do bananas because bananas will spike the blood sugar and bananas do have starches in there. So what's the starch is going to do, it can become a little mucus forming. So if you detoxing or if you're trying to heal from an ailment that you consider very chronic, leave the bananas out.
Even leave like one banana in a smoothie?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you detoxing from a chronic ailment. Now, if you're not, then throw them on there. I always get extra bananas on mine.
Okay.
So we do pumpkin seeds. We do bananas on top. I do cacao nibs. Cacao nibs is amazing. I love cacao nibs. And the reason why is because it increases dopamine and serotonin receptors. So if you want to be happy, add cacao nibs. Also, cacao nibs is good for testosterone and good for libido, meaning that this is a very, very good reproductive vitamin. So cacao nibs is good for the bloodstream, is good for mental clarity. So I always do cacao nibs. And then I have to do extra strawberries. Strawberries, again, is low in the glycemic index. Strawberries is packed with vitamin C, or what you would call natural ascorbic acid. Man, it's blood. It regulates the blood system good. Strawberries is good for the mind, and then the high levels of antioxidant in there is just amazing. Then it got the lycopene color in there, so the red is very good for you as well. And a lot of people don't get into food color therapy, but each of these colors bring a different type of vibrational, vibratory frequency or resonance to the body. So that's good as well. And then we do the blueberries as well. Blueberries, again, it got a bunch of anthocyanins in it. That's why it gives that purple, dark anthocyanin color. It comes from cyanobacteria. That's where the color comes from. And it just means purple. Because when they look at cyanobacteria under a microscope, they show up as this purple color.
Cool.
That's good for blood circulation, high in tannins, high in antioxidant, have age reversing properties in it, good for digestion, good for libido, and good for your brain. So that's what we do on there. And we basically, and then we top it off. We always do honey or maple syrup.
Okay.
Reason why I love honey, because honey it don't spoil, it never gets old. They done kicked in tombs in Egypt from thousands of years ago. They had buckets of honey and it was still sweet and ready to eat. Honey is a natural probiotic, or what they call antibiotic. It is good for gut bacteria. Now the honey that I use come in a glass, and it's called Manuka honey. So that's the honey that I use.
Manuka honey. I've had that before. I think it's from Australia, right? Or different
Amazing.
places.
Yes, yep. New Zealand, Australia, very good for you. And then I put maple syrup literally on everything.
Really?
If I put maple syrup on it, this is my secret ingredient that I put in everything. And I have found maple syrup is more nutritional than honey. Now, the only thing about maple syrup sap is it does get old. So you can't have 50 years of maple syrup. It's gonna taste weird. But maple syrup is good for the blood, good for libido. Maple syrup is healthy cancer prevention. So we just add maple syrup in a little everything. And maple syrup, I've known that it don't, especially when you get grade B, it don't raises your blood sugar. It don't raise your
Oh,
blood
okay. I
sugar.
was wondering, what about the honey? Does honey?
Honey
What?
will,
Yeah.
honey will raise your blood sugar.
But
So that's another thing I wouldn't do in high quantities. But Manuka honey don't raise your blood sugar crazy high, but it still will give you a spike. But you will start seeing regulations after 2 or 3 hours. But according to the academics, 2 or 3 hours is too long for your blood sugar to be high, especially if you only woke about 8 to 12 hours out of the day.
Okay, but there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so many benefits. If you look at honey, honey heals open wounds. So if you have an infection inside the wound, apply honey, it heals it there. People do honey face masks. You can put them under your eyes with avocado. Honey is amazing, but maple syrup is even better to me personally.
Okay.
And the benefits that I experience personally. So at the top, I either would finish it off with honey, but my main choice would be maple syrup. And then I cannot forget, I oversaturate the top of it. I mean, oversaturate it with coconut flakes. And the reason why I love coconut flakes is coconut is a fatty acid. Coconut is good for the brain, and coconut is the closest to mother's breast milk. So any mothers out here that had children, this is a good substitute. Coconut milk is a good substitute if you can't produce prolactin to get breast milk out. It's good to actually substitute it out with coconut milk and put everything else you need in there for the baby can get everything they need. And coconut is, I mean, this is a natural probiotic when it ferments. So coconut is just healthy. Like I said, I do tablespoons of coconut every day raw. So I always incorporate that with my dragon fruit bowl. So that's the dragon fruit bowl. That's how I do that.
So that's the first thing. Okay, and I'm just curious for a sec, why do you always work out in a fasted state? What benefit does that have versus if we wake up, have a big smoothie or a meal, and then work out?
So the reason why I work out in a fasted state, if y'all go look at my pictures, I was just 185 pounds a year ago. I'm 147 right now. My body fat percentage is very low. I got a 6-pack abs. My muscles is here, and it's because of the workout. So when you work out in a fasted state, for one, you produce the human growth hormone. It comes quicker, and that's what helps grows your muscle. That's what helps tones your muscle and build new protein. Another thing is when you work out in a fasted state, because when you work out after you eat, you're doing them burning calories that's in your bloodstream because you just eat it. So your body's not worried about burning out fat and building muscle. It's trying to burn off the calories you just ate. So, when you get into like your calories going over and expending towards burning off what you just ate, it's gonna say, I'm not gonna produce lactic acid and burn down fat so I can rebuild muscle. I'm finna get rid of everything I just ate. So it takes the intention off of building muscles and building the simple carboxylic acid or amino acids to build the muscular structure by way of your carbohydrates. And it literally goes towards you burning fat that you just ate. So if you want to see results, do not eat before you work out. It is better to work out in a fasted state.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's actually clinical scholarly articles talking about that, how working out in a fasted state, you see more benefits quicker because you release the human growth hormone quicker because you're taking the attention off of burning out what you just ate in your bloodstream and you burning out what's in your muscles and your surroundings.
And you've seen the effects yourself,
Oh,
right?
I've seen it
Yes.
myself.
Okay, so that's the breakfast
Uh-huh.
around 12.
Yep, so I break my fast around 12 or 1, and then I say between 4 to 6 every day is when we have the meal, especially if I cook it myself. I love cooking my own food. I grow my own food. Like I said, 65% of the food I eat we grow on my farm that's in St. Louis. So I always, always, always add broccoli to every last one of my meals.
Okay, every meal, wow.
Every meal.
Okay.
Every meal. Now, the beautiful thing about broccoli, yes, broccoli is a hybrid, but most of the foods that's on this table is in fact a hybrid. We haven't never had original watermelon. You couldn't even eat our original watermelon until the Greeks and the Egyptians got to the watermelon and cultivated it and then hybrided it for us to be able to eat. It was actually had so much of the cartilage flesh in there. You didn't even have the pink stuff to eat out of the watermelon. So nobody have had an original watermelon because you couldn't eat them. And they're very, very, very bitter. Kind of like a bitter melon.
And it's so healing. I've seen so many studies,
Yeah.
especially about like broccoli sprouts, broccoli micro.
I don't
broccoli.
know nothing that's more nutritional on earth than broccoli, especially broccoli sprouts. And broccoli sprouts have something when you chop into them, it releases these chemicals called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is full of sulfuric acid, and it's another one called glucoraphanase. And glucoraphanase, what this does is it opens up NRF2 pathways of your body, helps you detoxify. And they did clinical studies of showing that people that had cancer that did chemotherapy, the chemotherapy was killing them, how to inhibit the chemotherapy, stop the chemotherapy from working and detox it out of the body without killing the patient. Guess what they gave them? Sulforaphane. They gave them broccoli sprouts, and it helped not only heal their cancer or reverse their cancer, but it got rid of the toxins from the actual chemotherapy. I don't know nothing that's more nutritional and more healing than broccoli. And the reason why is because the high sulfur content in it will automatically initiate a detoxification response. So if you have any liver issues, broccoli. And I'm not going to even just give it to broccoli. I'm going to say the whole Brassica cruciferous family. The cruciferous family alone and just all of the sulfur content that's inside of it is very, very good and healing for the body. And not only do it detoxify the body, but it have enough dense phytonutrients to help rebuild the molecular structure. And that brings me on to my next one, which is the onion. Especially not B, my manager, he want a whole onion to himself. So when I cook, if I'm cooking for us, I got to make 2 onions, an onion for me and an onion for him. But onions have a bunch of sulfur in it too. And that's why when you cut inside of an onion, you smell it. But it's a different type of sulfur, but it's still sulfur. Same thing as the broccoli. If you heat broccoli up, you smell this plungent smell. Now, the only thing about broccoli is it's such an inhibitor that if you have a goiter or you have a hypothyroid where your thyroid is moving slow and you growing a mass, it's a goitrogen forming food, so you don't want it because it does inhibits metabolism because it's such a detoxifier. That's the only downfall to the cruciferous or the Brassica family, that if you're dealing with a hypothyroid, you don't want to have it.
Okay, interesting.
Now, but onions full of sulfur, onion blood purifier, you see how purple it is? That is called melanin pigmentation, or what you call anthocyanins. And notice most of the foods we got up here have color to it, but the actual cauliflower. Cauliflower is nutritional in its own way. I eat cauliflower not for the nutrition. That's why I bring in everything else. My whole point of cauliflower is you can get cauliflower to taste like anything. So if you want to do some honey hot wings, we're going to break up cauliflower, wash it off real good. I'm going to make my own sriracha sauce from my homemade ingredients. And now I have me some cauliflower hot wings. So the reason why I put cauliflower here is not necessarily for the benefits, because it is lacking pigmentation, which means it's lacking some type of nutrients. But you can just make it into what you want to make it into, and it won't harm the body, but it won't necessarily crazy benefit the body either. So it ain't gonna take away, but it ain't gonna give a lot either.
Okay.
So this is a good cheat meal for me, which will be the cauliflower.
The cauliflower wings.
Yeah, cauliflower wings. We make you can turn it into so much stuff. We do a cauliflower steak that will blow your mind.
Wow.
A cauliflower steak where you roast it and then you get yes.
Okay.
When you come, I'm gonna get it for you.
Yeah, you guys stay tuned, subscribe because we're gonna head there. I'm so excited. And we're gonna tour your clinic, go through everything too.
Do it.
And
What
okay,
it-
so 12 you have the smoothie, and then did I hear you say then you don't eat again till 4?
You don't eat again till 4.
Okay.
So and this is what we call eating one meal a day. So the concept is not actually having one meal. The concept is having a very, very short window throughout 24 hours that you eat. That's considered one meal. So my one meal is within 4 hours. So 4 hours of the day, I'm gonna eat.
That's really healthy, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think sometimes if we intermittent fast, a lot of us are just like, how much can I eat in this window? Let me just eat so much.
And you can do that, but you don't want to create those habits of trying to stuff yourself because now you get into an addictive personality behavior. And usually the people I see that do that end up breaking a intermittent fast and then go back to their regular lifestyle. So only eat when you're hungry. And most of the time you don't even think you're hungry. Your stomach is growling because you're thirsty and you need hydration.
Okay.
So what
Okay.
else we got up here?
And you use these wraps too, right?
I love these coconut wraps.
Yeah.
So what I usually do with these coconut wraps, and if you look at these ingredients, organic coconut meat or coconut flesh, if you do have herpes, I don't recommend it because it's have high arginine in them and it can basically give you an outbreak. But it have
Oh,
high
really?
coconut milk, meat, organic coconut water, organic virgin coconut oil, and contain coconut tree nuts. And it's all organic. This is just coconut, pulverized coconut that they compacted and dehydrated into a wrap. So if you want to, spice up your life, that's what we do. We make coconut wraps. I'll give me these avocados, which is a bunch of fatty acids, give me all of my vitamin E's and K's, everything that I need. I spread it on the actual coconut and then I add on top of it. I might roast me some broccolini and put some broccolini on top of it. I just stuff it whatever I got available. I wrap it up and then I eat it. Add my seasonings to it. Be the best coconut wrap ever.
And it's satisfying, this lifestyle, right? Like you don't miss the old lifestyle at all.
Not at all. I mean, this is me living life right here. I love it.
Yeah.
And then these are the bell peppers. I just love bell peppers. Bell peppers are high in vitamin C, and then the color spectrum of the bell peppers and how God created it for us. Just let you know the frequencies involved in it. Remember, color is frequency, and frequency do alter personality in your electrical currency out of your body. So colorful foods is always good foods. And I can't forget the multi-grain quinoa. I don't recommend the white quinoa because it don't have enough nutrients in it. And we notice that the white quinoa is mucus producing and can produce acid. But if you get the multi-grain and you look at quinoa is a fruit, and quinoa is the fruiting part of spinach and of Swiss chard and of beets. They're in the same family if you look at quinoa. So just look up the family that quinoa is a part of. It's going to tell you beets, chard, and spinach. But it's the flowering, budding part of that family. So quinoa is technically a fruit, just like lentil beans or a fruit. These are not actually vegetables. What happened is back in the day, they had to change and classify most of your fruits as vegetables to invade the fruit tax law to bring these goodies over here into the States. So we see things like cucumbers and tomatoes, and we'll call them actually vegetables when they really fruits. You have to look, the clinical definition of a fruit is the reproductive part of a plant. So if it's a part of the reproductive system of a plant, it's technically a fruit. So quinoa is a fruit. Actually, if you look at everything we got going on here, most of these things are fruits. Lemons are fruits. Coconut is a fruit. Strawberries are fruits. Quinoa is a fruit. Avocados are fruit. Dragons are fruit. What else we got? Broccoli and you can just look at it. It's the flowering part. See, it's a flower bud. See how it flowers out? It's a flower bud head. These are fruits technically when you look at what I'm talking about. And then did we talk about almond butter?
No, we didn't yet.
Almond butter is and look, what's crazy, she got the one I actually use, y'all.
Good. I'm
This
good.
is the almond butter that I use. It's raw, it's organic, it haven't been refined. This is good. And this is good for building muscle mass. If you want to get some actual protein or carboxylic or amino acids on you and you want to keep your mass, you want to lower your fat and higher your protein and muscle building intake, almond butter. We probably do about 4 or 5 tablespoons of this throughout our 4 to 6 hours.
That's good because some people think we need to be afraid of the nut butter.
No, nut butter is good when it's not refined. We have to get out of the ideology of the high sugar, low fat diet. It's actually high fat, low sugar diet, low carb diet is what's good for you. Carbohydrates are essential. Natural sugars from your fruits are essential. Anything outside of that is very, very detrimental to the body. So when I always say low fruit, I'm not talking no low sugar. I'm not talking about the fruits. I'm talking about when you start isolating the sugars that's in the fruits and then eating those. It's very, very bad for you. So fructose is good when you eat a whole apple. That fructose is good for the body. But when you isolate the juice out of the apple without the skin, and that's all you drink, and it can raise blood sugar.
So you never do fruit juice, right? You just do
So if
like straight fruit juice.
no, not no more. I
Okay.
used to do it all the time. So now what I do is I mix my fruit juice with my vegetables as we did when we just did our video.
Yeah, that video's coming next. So that's the
Yeah,
geogenetic.
geogenetic juice.
Best juice I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
I say that all the time, but it really is, you guys. So make sure to stay tuned for that
Yeah.
because wow.
So
Yeah.
I would do that then, but no, now I don't just do natural fruit juices unless I want some. If I really want to ferment and I'm going on a liver gallbladder cleanse, I would do Granny Smith apples and I would do grapefruit juice, and that's just to ferment and help dissolve and break down gallbladder stones. But other than that, I'm not going to just. I'm going if I'm going to do just juicing, I'm going to juice vegetables.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do just eating, I'm just going to eat my fruits whole. So I'm more to eating fruits in its holistic form and juicing the vegetables because our stomachs can't really digest the vegetables because we're not herbivores, we're naturally frugivores. And then I'm into actually juicing the vegetables and eating the fruits in its whole form. So I'm not going to juice my fruits.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the sugar, the isolated sugars, it spikes your blood sugar. And the more you got blood, the more you have sugar in the blood, the more insulin is going to be doing the teeter-totter game. And then boom, your pancreas stop working.
Well, yeah, it's affected me from a few years of starting my day with fruit juices, fruit juices, fruit juices. So it's proof. So I'm not going to do that anymore. And I know
me too.
Yeah, so I know you've changed your mind about that. So that's something you used to do was the fruit juice, and then now you've changed your mind. Is there anything else that comes to mind along your health journey that you used to do?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Yes, carrots. I spoke so bad about carrots, and this is one of the only times that I spoke out without doing my own clinical trials. Just took some of my teacher's word for it, and carrots is not as bad as I thought. Now, the orange ones, yes, I stay away from the orange ones, even though they have the beta carotene in them and all of that. I've been noticing that most of them are dyed. They're not really
Wow,
yeah.
even not just even we know the baby ones are bad, but even the full stock ones
Yeah,
are bad?
yeah.
No way.
From my research and what I've been seeing. But purple carrots, I love purple carrots. I have my own heirloom carrots. If you look at my Facebook, I apologize to my followers. I was like, look, I misspoke, and my professor, shouts out to my professor. He actually challenged me. He said, look, I seen a video you spoken on carrots. There's millions of people following that video on TikTok. And I think you need to actually do the research. He was like, I know you didn't do the research because I know you. And you wouldn't have said it if you did the research. He said, look, you growing carrots. He said, do carrots and start basically implementing carrots in all of your diet. And haven't we been doing that, Nabi? So we put carrots in everything, and we've been getting our blood work and just seeing what it's doing to the body. Carrots are very healing if you get the right carrots. So only carrots we eat is heirloom carrots, and they are very, very dark purple. Sometimes you get them blue. You get this whitish, reddish colors. There are many different colors, and we know that they're super, super good for the body. Now, the other carrots, the orange carrots, there is documentation showing that how they can be bad for eyes and stuff like that. So I changed my mind about carrots, and I used to speak against broccoli.
And now you probably do more of your own research. You
Yeah.
learned from that, right?
Yeah, so yeah, because you start off as a student, then you become a regurgitator. But then when you start, I have my own laboratory now. You know, we have our own clinic. So we testing these things ourselves, and then we going and we getting our blood checked, and we looking at our bodies and what it's doing to thousands of people plus us. And we writing this data down. It's just certain things that we were taught are just not true. So I can either be prideful and say, no, I was right, or I can be a person of the people and get the truth out there and just say, apologize, I was wrong. If a person is right 100% of the time, he's lying. And it's just the truth.
Exactly. Yeah, so much respect for that.
And one more thing too is
Yeah.
they think that information don't change and evolve. If your teacher is not evolving, and if your teacher is not changing the perception in the way, that means he or she is not learning anything too. And I'm human. We supposed to change, and information supposed to evolve, especially when you are doing clinical trials. And that's our thing. We do clinical trials on everything. So information that I was regurgitating that I'm applying to self now and is going to have different outcomes.
Okay, cool. And water. So you
Yeah.
do the Mountain Valley Springs,
I
right?
do Mountain Valley Spring. We was doing Pana for a minute. Most of the water we drink come from our land. It's 600 feet deep in the ground. We do a lot of groundwater. I love earth water. But when I'm traveling and stuff now, and I do Mountain Valley Spring, the only thing about the water is every time we test them, It's some type of contaminant in them.
Really? No
We have to
way.
bounce back and forth from so many different waters. So, like I tell all of my clients and all of my followers, you can't miss the contamination. You're gonna get contaminated by something. So eat good, try to get nutrient dense food, keep your spirituality in check, make sure you keep a positive attitude about everything. Love your brothers and sisters like you love yourself. And just, if you keep a good attitude, that alone will change your biology and keep a lot of this stuff away. People don't know that happiness and love builds immunity. So if you are moving around with the love frequency and you happy and you being grateful and you have gratitude for life, that alone creates a spiritual barrier and build up your spiritual immune systems.
Wow. And okay, self-love is really important.
Very, very.
So how do you think we can have more self-love?
The first step is what you put into your body, or you taking care of your human. Is you taking care of you? And then you have to ask yourself, okay, I got this whole human I'm taking care of. Like I was saying in our video, what did I feed it today? Did I feed it ultra processed foods, or did we feed it whole foods that have a bunch of nutrient dense vital nutrients and chemicals in it? How did I talk to myself today? Did I look in the mirror and say, oh, you need to work on this, or this is ugly? Or did you accept who you are and the way God created you and say, you are beautiful? How did I treat others today? Because you are a reflection on how you treat people around you. Or the people around me, do they feel safe? Do they feel secure? Do they feel like they want it? Do they feel needed? If they not, then it's something that you're lacking in yourself. So I just say, look in the mirror, and the things that you don't like about yourself, fix them. And that's the first step to self-love. And movement. Move your body. Stagnation. If you have a stagnant body, you're sitting on the couch all day, you're being lazy, that is a reflection of your mindset. So, yeah.
Okay. And okay, liquid aminos. Oh, this is just the one I have on hand, but you use a different one.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
For those, don't buy these anymore. Y'all know that, the Gates family have taken over this and taken over the fermented apple cider vinegar with the Bragg's company. So we don't recommend it.
And the nutritional yeast, I guess.
And the nutritional yeast.
Do you do nutritional yeast?
No, I don't.
No?
Now I heard it got benefits from it.
Yeah.
But I study the gut microbiology and what yeast do, and I do blood analysis, and I be seeing yeast in people's blood and cancerous tumors with yeast and fungus growing from them. I'm gonna send you pictures.
Okay, I got
And it's
you.
always associated with yeast. So I just try to stay away from yeast. Like, for instance, romaine is my bread. I do not eat bread. I stay far away.
No, yeah, me too.
But I've been studying she's from Australia. Beautiful Caucasian lady. What's her name? Older. I can't think of her name right now, but she have her own healing retreat in Australia. I think they kicked her out of Australia. But anyways, she make her own sourdough bread that's been healing people.
No way.
Her own sourdough bread has been rebuilding the guts in people and everything. Barbara
O'Neill.
Yeah, Barbara O'Neill.
I've heard of her. I hear people talk about her all the time.
So Dr. Barbara O'Neill makes her own sourdough bread, and it's healing testimonies of her sourdough bread working. So that's another thing I need to get into to figure out what's going on with their bread. And is our bread over here bad because all the additives and preservatives of them? If I make bread myself from whole grains myself, would it have a different impact? We had a couple fly to Africa, and they didn't change their diet. They only ate the same thing that they eat in the US and Africa, and they lost weight. Lost weight and blood sugar went down. So now it's got me thinking, is it the food in America?
It is.
The additives and the preservatives that's really messing us up.
It is.
We crossing out all these foods, and it's like, it ain't the food, it's the food in America that's really doing this.
It is, because it's like when you hear people go to Italy and they're like, I wasn't allergic to gluten anymore.
Yeah, I had all this pasta, I lost weight, and my glycemic index went down. I done heard that too before. They ate spaghetti and pasta, but they didn't get a high blood sugar spike. And it's like, but if you do the same thing here, you get diabetes. This is the beginning step to love. Stuff like this. What are you choosing to put in your vehicle? What are you choosing to put in this human person that you're taking care of? I think this is a major step. And then after that, of course, spirituality and everything else. But I mean, the best step you can take towards your health and show self-love is discipline. And us being programmed and addicted to the foods that the USA been giving us, choosing this lifestyle is a very, very disciplined lifestyle.
Okay, and do you ever have like major cheat days?
Like I said, my cheat day would be this cauliflower.
Yeah, exactly. That's
making a cauliflower wing. But having a major cheat day, no, I haven't.
Okay, and what about sweet potatoes, like purple or orange sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes are good. Sweet potatoes, actually not a potato, is a yam. So yams are good for you. The purple one is called a Japanese yam. Of course, it's an anthocyanin, and it's purple, have a bunch of nutrients in them. I haven't done them lately because I'm just so comfortable into where I'm at in the diet that I have now, but I'm not against sweet potatoes at all. Now, I am against having regular potatoes.
Like the whiter,
yeah, I'm against that.
And what do you think about the blue zones?
Them are cool too.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
a pretty good option
Yeah.
compared
I
to
mean, compared to the regular, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about your day we should know? So you stop at around 4.
Around 4, sometimes 6. The latest we'll goes around 6 o'clock.
Okay. And
Depending on how my day go, because I'm super busy and I'm always traveling.
okay, so herbs. Any other herbs that we're missing? Okay, so yeah, the juice, there's some herbs in that. Stay tuned for that. But any other, you do
Well,
teas and stuff too,
yes,
sometimes?
my favorite tea is blood purifier. And my favorite blood purifying herb would be red clover flower tops. It's one of the most powerful. So red clovers, cleaver's leaf is a great lymphatic mover. Cleaver leaf and plantain leaf. Nothing moves the lymphatic system and cleanses the blood like red clover, cleavers, and plantain.
Because herbs, they really add on a lot to our health, right?
Yes, they do. Well, so with herbs, herbs are poisonous. They're very poisonous, high potency. And when they get into your body, they create a detoxification response, and your body is going to try everything to get rid of it. And getting rid of those herbs that you took is the detox. So you not only getting rid of the herbs you put in you, but you're getting rid of all the toxins that was in the body before you took the herbs anyway. And to you, you would think that the herbs healed you, but actually your body healed itself by detoxing the herbs out, because the detoxification was a response to the herbs coming into the body in the first place. So herbs have their benefits, but I think our perception of it is wrong. We think that all of these things are making our body do something, but our body is making everything have a reaction. So life is reacting to us. We are not reacting to life. And that's how the herbs is.
And you sell herbs, right? Do you sell like herb, like the ones you were talking about, or like?
We sell millions of herbs a year. To
Okay.
millions of people.
So I'll put the link. Give me the link. I'll put the links down below.
Some of the most potent herbs in the world as well. So we sell some good herbs. We got good sources. Probably 10% of our herbs come from the U.S., but all the other 90 come from other countries.
Cool. Okay. And anything else in the day that you eat, or any other comments about your day, like your routine?
So routine, just a quick run through my routine. Get up, I do my wellness shots, I do my oils, my coconut oil, I do my cayenne pepper, and then I go downstairs to my gym. I get working. After I do my workout, do a cold plunge. From there, I go to my clinic. I see my clients. Throughout that day, I'm walking. We probably do about 10,000 steps a day. We running around the clinic. As soon as we get off, I cook, which is what I just went through. I eat that. Once I eat that, I sit down, probably do some homework, because I'm always doing some schooling about something. And then around, like I say, 7:30, I turn on my sauna, my infrared sauna and my steam sauna. And I go in the sauna for 30 minutes. And then I go into my meditation room. I breathe, do some diaphragmatic breathing. I try to be in the moment. Live my children with me. It ain't going to be no moment. They be messing up my meditation. Then I
Get it.
I lay down, pray, and go to sleep. That's a good day for me. Bad day is I'm just super busy all day and I'm catching up. And I do notice that if you busy like I am and you're trying to keep that lifestyle, it's like a catch-up thing. You always catching up to which gives you something to look forward to anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. And the wellness shots. I don't know if we said what we're in those.
yeah, we was talking about that in the morning where I do so we do 2 tablespoons of the actual oil of the
Oh yeah, we talked about
virgin
that
olive
before, I
oil.
think. So the olive oil.
Yes, and then I always do a tablespoon of organic virgin coconut oil. And then what I do is I mix it with my cayenne. Always do that. And that's very good for you. Oil is, when you start getting into these oils that was made by the creator, they're good for you. It's the oils that's refined that's really killing us.
Yeah,
So
those are good.
stay away. Canola oil and what I call these is seed oils. Stay away from seed oils. It is killing the community. They have high smoking points in them. Even grapeseed oil have high smoking points in them, which means if you get them to a certain temperature, they will degrade and collapse under that heat. And this make them very, very carcinogenic. I mean, it will give you cancer. So stay away from seed oils.
Yeah, because everything has a reaction, right?
Yeah. So good oils is olives. Olives doesn't come from, it's the actual oil from the flesh of the olives. Coconut oil is actually the oil from the meaty fleshly part of the coconut. Everything else come from the seed. And these seeds, once they get hydrogenized, they are very, 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 dangerous to the body. Especially when you add heat to them.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, this has been amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. If there's anything else you want to end off with, and let everybody know where they can find you, and I'll link everything down below. And you guys stay tuned for the next juice, because it's literally out of this world. I think I'm going to start every day with it from now on. So yeah.
All right. So Dr. Yahki, everybody call me Yahki. You can find me at www.yahkiawakened.com. We sell herbs. I got one of the best books that's going to drop and change the course of history. It's called Healing the Illusion We Call Disease. the Bible of Health. You can find that at www.yahkiawakened.com. YAHKIAWAKENED. Follow me on social media at Yahki Awakened. Make sure that it's the blue verified page, because there's a lot of people pretending to be me that's scamming y'all out of y'all money. So have a good sense of spiritual discernment. If it's not a verified page, I promise you it's not me. I'm not emailing back. I'm not messaging back. I don't do that. I'm too busy to do that. I have a team and they all work through the website. So that's how you find me. Peace, love, light, and healing. And I love y'all.
Yeah, and we know you're busy, so thanks for taking the time out. And one more thing, what's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote, and this sounds funny, but this is my favorite quote. Okay, I got two of them. Nothing is constant but change is one of them. And for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Karma is a real thing. What you put out into the universe, you get back. If you love yourself, you're going to look like love. If you hate yourself, you're going to look like hate. So
So true.
yeah, you can tell. So when people come into my clinic, I can tell you what food they be eating, how they love themselves, they speech, just by looking at how they look. Yep.
Wow, well said. Well, give me a hug. Thank you so much for doing this. You're so awesome. Everybody, go grab everything at Yahki's. I'll put it down below and stay tuned for that next video. I'll put 2 awesome videos on the screen right now, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.